Right, we're upstairs. I just thought I'd show you how we're getting on with the canal. It's fairly temporary at the moment, although I've glued the a piece of roadway with the railway track on it. I've glued that. I've glued the right hand opposite piece down to the baseboard. Used a hot glue gun for that. It's dead simple, isn't it? So I've temporarily put that kind of green in the bottom there. Can you see it? It's what came with the kit for the canal bridge. Okay, that's what came with the canal bridge. So it was like an A4 piece of paper once it had been printed out, obviously, which coloured green, kind of grotty green, the underside of, like a canal. I think it's a nice colour. You can see how I've got the palings. You see now why the palings didn't go right down to the bottom. The grotty green, which I've stuck to a bit of that insulation board stuff, that what's it called? That stuff. That stuck it to that, and it slips underneath the bottom of the palings, so it looks as if the canal's full. Obviously, still got to do something with this end here where we end, because we've got to come around somehow, join up with where are we? Probably join up with the lock, which will be somewhere around here. So we'll see how that goes. I found some stuff the other day because I wanted to. Can you see the coal? I mean, the greatest plans of mice and men, isn't it? Yeah. Can you remember me saying that the lorries were going to go on the other side of the canal? Well, they're not. What I've got is an area between the let me just get round there. I can show you then, can't I? An area between here and the track that needs landscaping or something doing with it in some way, shape or form. Okay, so rather than just a flat uninteresting bit of land, what I thought I'd do was I'd make that into a coaling area. Yeah, so we'll have some lorries on it. This is a that's a British Rail lorry, that one, isn't it? Okay. So I don't know, they might want some coal. They can come up. They'll be along this bit here. Okay. We'll have the coal office for the public somewhere there, I think, probably. I don't know. And some coaling, some little detailed coal bunkers, yeah, along the side, that way or the other way. I think I'm deciding yet to fill up. So I've got some coal sacks. You saw those last time, didn't you? So we have some coal sacks there. Yeah, it looks all right. It's beginning to look all right. And I was wondering what to do about the kind of land, how to how to profile it so it's not absolutely flat. I mean, the area where the lorry is got to be flat, but it's got to somehow blend in with the base. It's got to come down onto the baseboard somehow. And being a bit of a squirrel, as I am, I'd squirreled some stuff away from unpacking something. I'll get it up for you and show you what it is. I don't know what it's called. It's weird stuff. Kind of like bendy. It's kind of open poured to a degree. And we got bits of this, which are like six foot long, and about a little bit wider than that, and another one the same. So we've got quite a bit of it, and it cuts like a knife through butter. You know that horrible polystyrene stuff that you cut up, and you get bits everywhere, don't you? Those little bobbly. Oh, it's awful. This stuff is utterly fantastic. So what I've done is I've got a bit here. I don't know whether you can see that in profile, but we've cut, okay, a shape. All right, feathered the edge along, and that will fit there, down there. I'll hot glue gun that. I'll go over it with some gunk, some kind of gunk. Quite well, yeah, plastery type stuff, I suppose, you know. I'll have a look and see what I've got. I've got some tile glue, I know that already made up. I've got some what they call enduit out here, which is like hole filler in England, or America I suppose, filler. So I'll see what I've got hanging about. Not one to go out and buy anything special. As I say, this stuff here, it's like I don't know, what is it? Foam. It's foam of some sort. Brilliant. But I was trying to rack my brains what it was that we had bought that was 6 foot long and required the packing material to be like that, in the shape that it was at. The only thing I can think of was we bought a city from IKEA, an Ecto, and it is very good. It is the only settee I've ever seen delivered as a flat pack settee. Absolutely brilliant. Nice actually. Downside cheaper than the kind of junk you buy in the shops where we live. And a downside better quality as well. But it was a flat pack. You had to sort of assemble your own settee. So anyway, that was left over from that. Luckily I've got enough room down in the, we sort of got a big carve underneath the house, kind of like a big tunnel. So I keep it all in there, so it doesn't really get in the way. And when I want it, I pull it out and use it. So, I don't know what else we're going to have a look at. If you just hold your horses a minute, I'll move the camera around to give you another shot of where the canal's going, hopefully. Right, we've just got a slightly different view on things. We've got the canal there. Those bits of cut out foam that I showed you before. That's where the roadway is going to end up, over on that right hand side there. We've got the coal yard, well, coaling, where that's going to be there. That's just been put there just to show you. And then the canal's got to go somewhere, hasn't it? And the main problem with having a small-ish layout with so much on it is trying to find sort of ins and outs for places, trains, cars, buses, boats, whatever you have on your track. Trying to find a sort of a reasonable way of taking it out of the scene somehow. The canals just don't come to a grinding halt. Or if they do come to a grinding halt, I'm thinking of where I used to live in Aylesbury, Buckinghamshire in England. What do they call it? The Wendover branch, the Aylesbury branch, I think, off the Grand Union. That ended up in Aylesbury, actually, but it ended up in a canal basin, which was huge. That gave the boats that came down in one direction room to manoeuvre around, turn around and go back out the same way as they came. Here we just don't have that kind of room, okay? So if you can remember, that white piece of foam board up the top there is going to house the row of terraced houses and shops, and there'll be some kind of hill or slope or rock face or something or other between it and the baseboard. So what I've done is I've slipped in, just temporarily, it's not a canal bridge as such, or it wasn't when I built it, but it will be now. The canal will go underneath there, okay, and disappear out of sight. So we'll have to continue that green canal, which, by the way, I'm going to have to either varnish or put some, what do they call it? You know, the glue, the white glue, wood glue. You can dilute a couple of layers of that on, give it a little bit of a sheen. I wouldn't say that the canals in England are a bit like the Côte d'Azur, so a little bit of a sheen might be reasonable. A little bit of flotsam floating round on it wouldn't go amiss. So it'll come around and disappear up its own, as it were, out the scene there. That's on that side, okay. And then somehow, if we come to the other end of the canal here, okay, which at the moment stops dead, it's going to go around the corner, around in that general direction. I've just the lock is there for just because I've got nowhere else to put it at the moment. But I don't think it's going to be too far off, the lock. That's not going to be too far off, okay. And then we've got it's going to have to disappear into another hill on this side somehow. We'll think about that when we come to it. I'm not one to plan things out too far in advance. You always come unstuck, don't you? So that'll be Now we've got the lockkeeper's cottage, don't forget. That's got to be fitted in. So much to fit in. You really wonder sometimes whether doing a model railway in a shoebox might be better. Anyway, yeah, it's, I'm sorry if it's shaking a bit. This camera does have anti-shake on it, but I don't think it's quite as sophisticated enough to keep up with the shakes that I've got sometimes. So one of the things we're going to have to do, of course, is this corner here, which I haven't even started yet. That's, the cat's there, sorry, cat. Yep, and that's going to be the main line station. I'm still waiting for a delivery of cards so I can start making it. It's going to be a scale scene, large station, and the tracks will come off from over in this direction there. Okay, this what's it called, a three-way point? Can't remember. Anyway, so one will come off from that point there, another track, and then another track will come across It's not a crossover. It is a crossover, but it's a switchable crossover, if you follow me. So you can go any way you want apart from back on yourself. So there'll be a couple of lines going down, breaking off into 3, I think, probably for the railway station, which will be where this jumble is in the corner. It's some bits and pieces, trees and odd bits of track that I've got sitting about. What have we got here? Oh, we got what do they call it? A farm building. That's it, a farmhouse. Yeah, and there's the old. There's the train that we had going around just recently in one of the vids. It's nice that. Anyway, we'll cut short here, and well, it's not all that short, is it? Well, we'll cut off here and come back when we've done something else. Yeah. Right. Look after yourselves, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.